This is exercise 2-3, compound walls. So a compound wall is made up of multiple vertical elements and regions in different layers. So you're going to see this in the final product that we make here. We're going to activate level 1, which is, and we're going to select the left vertical wall. And then I'm going to select Edit Type on the Properties panel. So this is the Properties panel, Edit Type. And I want to select Duplicate. So before you make changes to any walls or any type of furniture or anything that's in here, you never want to do it to the family that it's named. You always want to duplicate and make a new family, okay? Because otherwise you're overriding a component that you might need to use later. So I'm going to hit Duplicate, and I want to call this Exterior Concrete Foundation. Okay, and then I'm going to say OK. So see, it changed the name up here, Exterior Concrete Foundation. Then under Structure, I'm going to hit Edit, and this is where we actually edit what this wall is built and made up of. I'm going to expand this preview box so that I can see the wall. So this is a floor plan view of the wall. You can see the different elements and layers in the wall. I am going to switch it to a section view so I can see this in section. Right, so this is the outside of the wall with the brick. You can see that brick hatch. And then this is the inside of the wall with drywall. You can see that drywall hatch there. Okay, so I want to add the layers as follows. So I've got layer 1 of 4. So this is a finished layer, and the 1 of 4 is how it orders the layers. Right, so that's what that means. It's just an ordering system in Revit. I'm going to stretch it for you so you can see it. I've got masonry brick, and it says it actually wants it to be 6 inches. So where it says 3 5/8, I want to change this to 6 inches. Layer 2 is now a thermal air layer, but we want layer 2 to be a structural layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight layer 2 and then hit Insert. Okay, so it's going to put another blank layer above it. So I want to call this one Structure 1. And I want the material to be concrete. So in this box, I'm going to click on this little dialog box with 3 dots, and it's going to bring up a new window. And in this window, the material browser, I want to search for concrete. Once I find concrete, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to say OK. And then I want the concrete to be 6 inches. Okay? And you'll notice, ooh, man, this thing's really expanding over here, and it's looking really weird, but we're going to fix that in a minute. All right, layer 3 is going to be our core boundary. So I guess that means I don't need this layer, so I'm going to hit Delete. I don't need that one, and hit Delete. And I don't need this one, I'm going to hit Delete. All right, so our core boundary always surrounds our structure. Just remember that. All right, so we have layer 3 is our core boundary. Layer 4 is going to be our substrate. So I'm going to insert another layer, change this one to say substrate, and then I want to select wood sheathing. So again, come in here with the material, click, type wood sheathing, and the plywood's fine. Say OK, and then I want to make this 2 inches. Right, and then I want a thermal air barrier, so I'm going to select 5 again, hit Insert, change this to thermal air layer, click in my material, and I want it to be an air barrier, miscellaneous air layers, airspace, okay, and what that literally means is that there's 1 inch of space between the materials right here, okay, and that's where air flows through those. Alright, and then our next layer, we have layer 6 is going to be our structure layer, and it's going to be wood. So in here, where it says concrete masonry, we want to change this. We want to type wood, and we're looking for a stud layer. How about if I type stud instead? Wood stud layer, say OK, and that is going to be 6 inches. So we're using all nominal sizes here, not the actual sizes for these materials, in case you were thinking that. And then layer 7, so we need one more layer, insert one above. This is going to be a substrate again. And we need wood sheathing. Wood sheathing plywood, okay. And then this side is going to be 2 inches. Then we've got the core boundary. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. And then layer 9 should be our wall board, so I'm going to delete that. And it's going to be 3/4, not 5/8. Okay, so you can see all the changes we made over here. You can zoom in and out of this box. Just be careful not to hit enter or escape, because it will escape out of the whole thing. Let's just check our dimensions and our layering and make sure it's right. So finish 1 of 4, masonry 6 inches, concrete 6 inches, core boundary, wood sheathing 2, airspace 1, stud layer 6, wood sheathing 2, and then gypsum wallboard 3/4. Good. Alright, so now while we're still in here, we want to select split region. Okay? And then over here, I want to get close to the edge of this brick. Okay, make sure you're on the material you want to split. If I'm over here, it's going to split this material. I need to be on the brick. And see that near my little knife, there is a line. Can you see that line there? I want to move this up until it says 3 feet. Okay, and once it gets to 3 feet, I'm going to click. And it didn't split it because it didn't show a line. So I'm going to try that again and click 3 feet. Okay, so now you should see there's a line here. And if I zoom out, it moved that line. It's at 3 feet. All right, make sure, again, you don't hit escape or it will cancel out of the whole thing. So now what I want to do is I want to select modify, and I want to highlight the layer 2 concrete layer. So right here, layer 2 concrete layer. And I want to pick on the assign layer button. So here's assign layers here. And now I want to select the lower region of the brick. So this. Okay, and then it changes that region to concrete. And it may take you a little bit of time to get that. Don't get frustrated. You might just have to click in a bit of a different spot. You'll get it. Okay, so now I want to select split region again. And I want to cut layer 2 concrete 3'6" from the base. So I've got to go up. I need it to be 3'6". Okay, and once I find that, I'm going to click. And then I want to highlight the layer 1 masonry brick right here, layer 1, right? And I want to pick on the assign layer button, assign layer. And then I'm going to click on this upper half up here, until that turns to brick. Okay, I'll zoom out so you can kind of see what I did. Again, make sure you don't hit escape or it will cancel out of the whole thing. You have to start over. And it's a bummer. Okay. Alright, so now let's take a look at what else we have to do here. We have to select modify, which I'm in right now. And we want to select the base of the concrete layer 1 component. Okay, so this. And the little lock icon appears, and I want to unlock it. And then I want to select the base of the concrete right here. Little lock icon appears, unlock it. And then I want to select OK to close the dialogues. So I'm going to say OK. All right. And now, OK again, I believe in the properties box, I'm going to select the wall and exterior concrete foundation. In the properties pane, set the base extension distance, so where's my base extension distance right here, to 3 feet. Hit apply. Left click on the display window to release the section, or hit escape or hit modify. And then I'm going to come down here and I want to set the detail level to medium or fine. There's medium, and now you can see the layers of the wall. Alright, now I want to activate the view ribbon. up here, and I'm going to cut a section through the wall. So I'm going to click on section, and then I'm just going to cut, a tiny little section through the wall here. And I actually wanted it to be flipped the other way, so let's see if we can flip it. Let's rotate it. Oops. Okay, flip, there we go. And then what I want to do is if I right click on this, I can say go to view, and it will go to that section view, change this to fine, and now you can see the wall we made and how we raised this up to 3 feet. Okay, now we're back on level 1, and we're going to select the south wall. So this is the south wall down here. We want to switch to the stacked wall type. So up here we have to find the stacked walls. And I want to select stacked wall 1. And then I'm going to select edit again. I'm going to select duplicate. And then you want to rename this exterior brick with concrete foundation. Select OK, edit the structure. Oops. And then we have to add some layers here. So for the first layer, we're going to go exterior brick on metal stud. And we're going to set the height as variable. Layer 2 is going to be a foundation. All these are in alphabetical order. Alright, so foundation 36-inch concrete. Ooh, and we want this to be 3 feet. And then we want to insert one more layer. So we have brick on metal stud. We have, let's just stretch this because we can't really see it. Then we want a foundation 12-inch here. And that should be 3'6". And then we have a foundation 36-inch, and that should be 3 feet. And the offset for this 12-inch one is negative, and you have to leave it like this, -0 feet, and then we type 7/8 of an inch. Okay, or it won't come out quite right. Alright, and then we're going to zoom in, and you can see what we did here. And then we're going to say OK, and then OK. Alright. So in a 3D view, you can see that stacked wall that we created over here. Okay, so the next step is we want to go back to the level. Okay, so I'm on the north wall, and I actually want to select, it says, oops. It's kind of strange because it says to select the wood, but then it says to select the stacked wall. So I'm going to select the stacked wall, and then I'm going to hit edit, I'm going to hit duplicate, and I want to rename this. I'm going to exterior siding with concrete foundation, say OK, hit edit, and then I want to edit the structure so that the first is exterior siding with wood stud, and then a foundation with 12-inch concrete. And then one more layer, insert, and I want another foundation with 36-inch concrete. And now we got to change some of these variables in here. So this 12-inch one is 3 feet 6 inches. The 36-inch concrete is 3 feet. And the offset for the 12-inch wall is 1 inch. Once that's changed, we can zoom in over here. You can see this is like a footing, and then this is the foundation wall, and then this is the wood wall. So it's kind of nice because you didn't have to use any of the footing tools. You built everything right into the wall type itself. And you can say OK, and OK, and then let's just take a look at it in 3D, and you can see all 3 of our different walls that we created here. So after you're done creating this, you want to answer the questions that are on page 2-19. There's 4 questions.